안녕하세요 여러분! Welcome to another tutorial. Today, Ace will be showing you how to create shakes in Adobe After Effects. If you enjoy the video, please don't forget to hit that like button below and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support Ace, you could become a patron and join the Discord using the links below. Comment below what you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day!
Hey guys, Ace here, and today we're going to be going over how I create shakes in my videos. I've got 3 different methods that we're going to be going over, and 2 of them use plugins, and 1 of them uses no plugins whatsoever. This first one that you're seeing is with SShake, and then I'm going to show you the Twitch one now. And this last method is with Directional Blur, which uses no plugins. So let's go and hop on our new composition, and I'll show you how I do each one. So here's our raw footage that we're going to work with. I think these 2 shots work well for an SShake transition. So let's go ahead and add an adjustment layer, and I'll show you guys how I do the SShake first. So let's go ahead and hit Control-Alt-Y to add an adjustment layer. I'm using Alt-left bracket and Alt-right bracket to shorten the layer. And then I'm going to go ahead and type in my search bar, S_shake. And then add that to the adjustment layer. Okay, so if we just do that and take a look at what happens. Okay, it took a second to load there because Sapphire can be kind of CPU heavy. So let's go ahead and look at what SShake does in default settings. So that looks crazy and wild. You don't want your shake going in every direction like that. So the first thing you're going to do is go down to your SShake settings right here and then change the amplitude to 0 because we do not want SShake. We only want Y. So let's go to our Y, and I usually have my Y amplitude around 150. And that's all we need for Y. And I turn on motion blur, so check this box right here and put the blur length onto about 1.5. That's usually a good number. And then I'm going to keyframe the amplitude. So hit the stopwatch there. I'm gonna tap U to bring up our keyframes, F9 to change the keyframe to easy ease. And I'm gonna put this keyframe right in the middle because that's where we want the shake to be the highest. And I'm gonna put this value on 1.5. Now these are kind of like not default settings, I guess like basic settings to start off to see what the transition is going to look like, and then I kind of adjust them from there. So we're going to go from 0, 1.5, 0. That's all you really need to do. And another tip for using SShake is that let me move this over to the side so you can see this. Actually, let me turn off motion blur so you can see it better. So if you notice, it actually uses motion tile built into the plugin. So if you don't like the position of your motion tile when it's shaking like that, what you can do is change this phase number right here. So if I'm gonna hold control so I have more control over the number and it goes by slower. So if you change this number, you can see it'll change the position in which the shake will happen, if that makes sense. So if I change this up to a different number, at this point in time, the shake won't be a different spot than if I had it, on 0. But yeah, that's kind of something you can play with, and depending on how the shake, the algorithm shakes the actual clip, you might want to change that. Like here, I don't like having that much motion tile, so I'm gonna change the phase up to there, and let's try that. Turn motion blur back on, and I'm going to shorten this adjustment layer just because it looks cleaner, and play this. And that's pretty much it for SShake. So I'm going to duplicate this layer and we'll do Twitch next. So let me turn that one off, take off SShake and add Twitch. Okay. Now Twitch is a little bit different. When you put Twitch on, nothing is going to happen. So what you have to do is actually go to enable and enable your slide. So let's just look at that. Let me extend this so we can see what happens and play it. So Twitch is a little more wild and violent, so we're going to have to do a few things to adjust this. The first thing I'm going to do is go to our slide settings, which is in operator controls and then slide. And our slide amount I think is fine, but the direction is not. So at the middle point, I want our slide to be only vertical. So I'm going to change the direction. I'm holding control, so I have more control. Let's go this way. So at this moment in time, the shake will be this direction. But if we look at our other frames here, they're going all different ways. So what I do to fix that is I change my speed up to 7. This usually works, is 7. And there you go, it only shakes vertically. And now all we need to do from here is keyframe the amount Tap U to bring up the keyframe after you hit the stopwatch. F9, and I think 100% is fine for Twitch. And then let's go down to 0 here and 0 here. Okay, and that's pretty much the basics for Twitch and Sapphire. One other thing I could show you is how to do a shake that kind of builds up into the transition. So let me go back to our SShake. Let me name this too. Just do like that, SShake, okay? And turn this one back on. And sometimes I will want the shake to kind of build up into it. So all I do is move this keyframe down and go into our graph editor, and I grab this line and hold shift and pull all the way to the right. As you can see, it'll do a speed graph for you. So if we go into speed graph, it does like that. So that's what we want. And let's play this and see what this looks like. So once we got our phase in a decent spot, then what I'll do is I'll change the frequency up higher. So I'm gonna change it to 12 rather than 8. And then let's play this. So frequency is like the number of times that it's going to shake, obviously. So let's play this and see how this looks. See how it kind of builds up and it feels like it's getting more intense. And then I don't like that phase either. So I mean, you kind of play with it until you get a spot that you like. It doesn't have to be perfect, because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll add black bars onto my videos. So you won't even be able to see that anyway. But yeah, let's hop into our directional blur method and do the one version with no plugins whatsoever. So for directional blur, I'm actually going to, let me duplicate these clips so we can work with that. Because with this one, we actually have to do our own manual shake. So let's first add our directional blur so we can see what we need to do. So I'm going to So I'm just going to add a new adjustment layer, Control Alt Y, left bracket, and then right bracket. And I'm going to add directional blur right here. There's different directional blurs. I'm gonna use the one that's built into After Effects, but they all worked well. But that doesn't really matter. You can use whichever one you like best. And then I'm going to keyframe. And I'm going to keyframe the blur length and tap U to bring up our keyframes. And I'll put this one at the end here, and then go to the middle of the transition. Put this one on, let's see, let's go up to 50, and then back down to 0. Okay, so what we have right now is a similar blur, but there's no motions. Let me play it real quick. So all we have to do from here is just press P to bring up our position of the first clip, right click and click separate dimensions, because we're only going to animate the Y. So I'm going to put a keyframe here, and I'm going to move the clip down some. And when you do that, remember what I said about motion tile? This is something we have to do manually now because it's not a plugin. So let's actually add motion tile ourselves. Motion tile and mirror edge, check the box that says mirror edges. The width and height, just put on like 150. You technically only have to do the height, but I'll just do both just in case. And then let's go back up and then back down. I'm going 1 frame at a time, by the way. I'm in 24 frames per second, so keep that in mind too when you do your own. I think that's a little too strong, but okay. And then the same thing with the next clip. Press P, right click, separate dimensions, Y, and let's move this keyframe over because this is where we want it to end. So I'll move that keyframe at the end, and let's go down. Let's actually copy our motion tile over, Control C, Control V, there we go. And move this keyframe down and move that one, move the clip up some more. Okay, so now let's see here. Let's see what we got. All right, that position needs a little bit of work. I'm going to move these keyframes over. I think it's lasting too long. And that's pretty much the whole concept. You just slide the clip manually and then add directional blur. So that's really all there is to it. But if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If I didn't explain it well, you feel like I could have done better, dislike, tell me what I need to do better. And don't forget to check out the links in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.